Hi everyone, and welcome to or back to my channel. I am Millicent, and in this video I will be showing the Montessori materials and activities that my 4-year-old son explore with for his learning. I do hope that you find inspiration for your home learning as well. There are 3 shelves that hold materials for practical life, sensorial, numeracy, language, geography, biology, and history. For clarity, numeracy is the same as maths, and language is the same as literacy. Over the course of this video, I shall be using them interchangeably. Our first stop is the Roman arch, which my son absolutely enjoys working with. This material is great for laying the foundation for engineering and architecture, as it is constructed with wooden pieces of different shapes and dimensions that, when completed, literally defies gravity. Next to that is the trinomial cube, which prepares the child for later study of algebra, as the color codes of the pieces represent the equation for the trinomial theorem. For now, my son just works with it as a puzzle. This tessellation is great for exploring and combining different shapes to make patterns and forms. We have our color box 3 that help my son to grade different shades of colors as well as explore colors in the environment. These beads are from our decanomial box, and my son uses them with these sheets here that I have prepared to practice additions. We have a fraction stand, the insets, tray, and cards, which my son is currently using to learn about his fractions. I particularly like the tray because the reverse has the decimal equivalent of the fractions. We have our golden bead bank and large number cards, which have been very useful in helping my son learn his place values, and now doing some addition operation with these cards. And lastly, for numeracy, we have our decanomial bead box, which is a very lovely material for building the multiplication table from 1 to 10, but also is really versatile for other math operation. And next to it is the 100 board, and I particularly love this style as opposed to the traditional Montessori one because of these little holes that allow for more easier manipulation of the chips of numbers, but you can also use letters for writing. For language, Jedi is at the end of the pink series, so it's currently working through some pink reading books as well as sight words. These sight words are the dolk or dolch. I'm not sure which pronunciation is correct, so pardon my ignorance. But we have a set of sight words from the pre-primer to grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. But for the purpose of a homeschool room, I retitled them as set 1 through to 5 to allow Jedi more independence when using this material. We also have some pink reading books from ETC Montessori, which Jedi has been practicing with, and he absolutely loved reading through them. I prepared some writing to encourage Jedi to start writing, and this is in the style of the word building with the pink box 2 and 3. But in this case, rather than building with the large movable alphabets, he's actually writing the words in the picture with a pen. And a set of the sandpaper letters to help his writing. Finally, for language, we have some writing sheets to help him practice writing within the lines. We don't have a lot of practical life materials on our shelf, And the reason for that is because Jedi engages in practical life a lot already at home. So, and because of our limited space for our homeschool, I usually just prepare and present materials as need arise. This geoboard indirectly supports his learning for the geometry aspect of sensorial as well as for maths. This material here concludes our exploration into South America for now, because learning never stops and there's so much to learn about the continents. So for South America, to conclude, we are exploring the different biomes where the different animals can be found. And then with these pin maps, we are working through the regions of South America that where you can find different biomes. For botany, we have been exploring flowers and plants and leaves, and this is our botany cabinet for those explorations. Jedi particularly likes to complete the puzzles. So far we have explored the sunflower, the life cycle of a plant, and as well as the bees too, and why they need the plants and the flowers. This is a bee puzzle I made out of felt, and I also made the label cards, and Jedi always likes to complete that puzzle. I also made various patterns of honeycomb to encourage counting and ordering of the numbers. I made this particular resource last year when Jedi was 3, but I thought it would be nice to go along with our current learning in botany. For history, we are exploring time, and Jedi is currently fascinated with the old clock of time. So I got this material from Absorbent Minds, and it is a clock that can be manipulated and turned, and I really love it. And so far we're just learning the old clock of time. It does have other cards that have the quarter past, the half past, and then the quarter to. But for now, we only are exploring the time, the old clock times. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and so on and so forth. Underneath this shelf here, we have a DIY map of the world I made out of felt, and as well as the continents for him to place in the felt, and then we can have conversations and discussions about the regions of the world, the equator, the hemispheres, and even the temperature. But also Jedi likes to use these ones for the oceans and finding where the oceans are around the world. Next to that are our continent boxes. So far in our homeschool, we've explored the continent of Africa, and we're just finishing with the continent of South America. So I decided to leave these boxes out because they have a few things from the continent we have explored. For South America, this one mostly has the animals and the cards for the countries, and that is felt I made for the Tokotukan. It's a puzzle and he completes that. And then for Africa, it also has animals and a few objects from the continents. So just to encourage his exploration and fascination of the world. And lastly, on this shelf, we have this activity I prepared for our study of the layers of the earth. And this model is such a beautiful one. I would recommend it. This one is from Absorbent Minds. and it helps the child to see the different layers of the earth. But also this model serves very well when teaching about the hemispheres, because this was actually a model we used to learn about the hemispheres and the equator. But yeah, so you can see that it has multi-purpose, and those are cards, 3-part cards for the layers of the earth. We also have a book on the shelf over there that is very wonderful for learning about the layers of the earth, and Jedi particularly likes to read that book. This is our continent puzzle map cabinet that holds maps for all the continents except Antarctica, and Jedi actually uses this material every day, selecting different continents of course, but this material gets used every day. And we also have this map of the world with the flags, and so far he can only fit in the one for Brazil and Argentina because he's very conversant with those ones due to our lessons and exploration of South America. Finally, we have our geometric cabinet, which is a resource that we use to introduce the child to shapes, forms, geometry, and in particular the names of all of these shapes. And these are the cards that I used along with the trays in the cabinets. So it starts from thick to thin outline. Alright guys, that is it from our homeschool room today, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment to know which resource you particularly like, and as well share your thoughts on the Montessori method of education. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell icon. And until I see you next time, bye for now and God bless you.